So if you've ever typed in hashtag fitness on Instagram or follow quite a few fitness-based pages and, had a little bit of a scroll fest on the Explore page, you probably see a shit ton of people who are obviously like posing in gym wear at the gym or just doing fitness-based stuff. And the majority of these people are in pretty decent nick. And you might be one to compare yourself to that person. You may even want to look up to them and aspire to be exactly like them. A very select few people might even have these people as their background cover on their phone for use of motivational purposes. But the thing is, you cannot be comparing yourself to these people that you see on Instagram. In actual fact, you cannot be comparing yourself to anybody. The only person that you should be comparing yourself to is yourself. Specifically, yourself from last week, last month, last year. The reason why is because you are completely unique. You are completely unique to whoever you see on Instagram, whoever you see in real life. You are completely different to everybody that you see. And because you are different to everybody that you see, everybody is different to you as well, which means that they have different genetics to you. They have different upbringing to you. They have different anatomy to you. They have a different lifestyle to you. They are completely different. Think of it like this. If you scroll up and down your Explore feed and you see somebody who is in incredible shape, they've got glutes the size of two planets colliding, they've got shoulders like boulders, they've got arms that would put any kind of fitness model to shame, and are just looking like a Greek god or goddess, the chances are that they have hit the genetic jackpot. Now, I'm not saying that they haven't put in hard work to get to that point, because 100% they have, straight up. Like, there's no question about the amount of determination, discipline, and consistency that these people have applied to their own fitness journey to get that body in which they've achieved. But saying that genetics have zero impact on the body that they've achieved would just be bullshitting you, because genetics actually play a huge part in what you achieve with your body. So you could get two different lads side by side to each other who weigh the exact same, who are the exact same height, and who train the exact same amount of time and at the exact same intensity. But these two people will eventually not look anything like each other because their genetics are completely different. One of them might have longer arms, which means that there's more surface area for more muscle to grow. One of them may have more leptin in their system, basically means that they get satisfied and less hungry easier than the other person. One of them might have more neuromuscular efficiency than the other. That's just a posh way of saying one might be inherently stronger than the other. Basically, what I'm saying is two people who do the exact same thing for the exact same amount of time, who look and are relatively similar, will eventually get to a point where they look nothing alike, because genetics play a huge part in what it is that you do. I could train as hard and as intense and as long as I physically could, but I will never look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Why? Because his genetics are considered unbelievable. He is in the top 1% of the top 1%. The best way I can describe it is there's something known as a bell curve. And the bell curve is basically a graph which kind of portrays and indicates society. In the bottom of the bell curve, you get people below average. So people with below average genetics, people who probably find it really, really, really difficult to put on muscle, who even when they do put on muscle, the insertions and origins of their muscle aren't really that flattering and don't look as good as people who potentially go on stage and bodybuild. Right in the centre of the bell curve, you've got the general population. You've got the average person with average genetics, with average muscle insertions and origins, with average anatomy, with average leptin and ghrelin concentrations. And then in the top part of the bell curve, you get that above average, the top 1%, the elite tier. And these people, most of the time, are the people that you see on Instagram, on the Explore page. Why? Because they've got good bodies, and good bodies attract likes. Likes attract the algorithm, and the algorithm likes to push profiles which are visually flattering to more people, because remember, the algorithm on Instagram especially basically wants you to stay on that site and that social media platform for as long as possible. So when you go onto the Explore page and you see these people who are in incredible shape, who look absolutely phenomenal, there's a very, very, very high possibility that this is just that top 1% margin. And even if they're not in that top 1% margin of that bell curve, they are still completely different to you. You might be one of these people who have got average genetics. I know I definitely have average genetics. I genuinely think I've got lower end genetics, which is really shitty, but oh well. If you are one of these people, then just do what you can. Remember, a good poker player will still find a way to win with a shit hand. Stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself to people on Instagram who have hit the genetic jackpot. Stop comparing yourself to people who have been doing this longer than you. Stop comparing yourself to anybody other than yourself. Because if you compare yourself to yourself from last month or last year and just work to be better than that, you are never going to be disheartened or frustrated because you are ultimately going to be better than that. And that's exactly what you need to do. Focus on just being a better version of yourself and you'll be happier with the results that you get. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. If you got any questions that you want to ask, feel free to comment below. I'd be more than happy to have a discussion with you. And subscribe to this channel if you want to catch the next one. Alternatively, if you want to catch any free fitness or fat loss related content, feel free to follow my Instagram at k.p_health. Anyway, have a good one.